Hey there, guys, and welcome to a review of Syberia, The World Before. Syberia originally started off as a point-and-click puzzle adventure game. Syberia 1 released in 2002, the second part in 2004 have gained cult status, basically. They've set quite a high standard for any further entries into the series, and unfortunately, the third part, which released a whole 13 years after the second in 2017, it was a flop. The franchise kind of slided into obscurity even further, both due to the fact that it was a very dull entry, and also because the genre of point and click games, well, it's not quite as in demand as it may have been in the late 90s or the early 2000s. And so, you need to really bring more to the table to be able to compete with other games out there now. And so the developer, I believe they took a really smart step with this latest entry, Syberia, The World Before. They added a lot of elements you would see in the third-person cinematic adventure. We still have the puzzles. Some of them are simple, others are more complex. Only a lot of the gameplay is now focused around the story, character development, and we have two main characters. Dana, a talented musician in the 1930s in the fictional land of Osterthal, and we have Kate Walker, the protagonist from all the way back. If you're a long-time fan, you definitely know the character. This is a well-written game. A lot of the themes that are explored in Syberia, The World Before, freedom, the search for one's identity, the search for meaning in life, and so on. These things are explored, touched upon in one way or another, as well as generally life itself, such as the period of youth and adulthood, the journey of life. You get to sort of experience what life was like for Dana, living in a country that was slowly getting overrun by the fascist regime and having to somehow adapt to the reality. And you also get to see what it's like for Kate Walker, who's, had trouble with her family throughout her life due to her own nature, so to speak, her own peculiarities of character. Oftentimes, when you get puzzles, read about the objective as Kate in the present, and then you'll be able to switch to Dana in the past and access the information that you need. Then you go back to the present again, and you play as Kate, and you solve the puzzle by retracing your steps and stuff like that. It's nicely done. I liked it. If you have the mood for it, if you want to play something that's a bit of a slow burn, so to speak, this is definitely a recommend for those purposes. It's, one of those games when you don't want to be mashing buttons or having to react in a split second. You just chill out, make yourself some tea, dive into the adventure. Games like Syberia, they really aren't all that frequent with a big budget like this, production values like this nowadays. So this is quite a gem, really. By the way, it's only out for PC now, but it will be releasing for consoles later this year. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.